They just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative. Regurgitating the same old, every single day, without the stop. Please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry about the hat again. I've just had a shower, jumped in, going to that bloody hospital. And I don't know, I came out with a cough and everything. I think you should wear a gas mask in these places. You know what I mean? But anyway, I went today. Thanks for the messages as well. You know, the people who've got me number and that. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I couldn't answer you simply because I don't bring my phone with me. I leave it back at home. And what I went for today, Francine brought me up there and went in, checked that out, but I was fast-tracked. That was the best thing about me. I was fast-tracked. It's urgent. According to them. But they said, listen, we're sorry, but you've got to have another MRI. So I said, okay. Went in. They're dreadful, them things, you know. I was in there for, I don't know whether it was 15 or 20 minutes, but the staff were brilliant. I bypassed everybody. There's loads of people sitting there. And he just, called out my name. I went over, he gave me a clipboard, he had to sign these things. And he said, we're awfully sorry, but you've got to have another MRI. He said, because you moved, the last one. I said, but I've had other ones, you know. I said, can you get hold of them? They said, no, this is a special one, a specialist one. So I said, okay. Blimey, they put me on this thing, a gurney, and they put a mask on me. And then the sort of like a bracelet was right around me. They gave me earplugs. They said, put them right in there. I said, okay, put them in. Then they put other things on the side where this mask was coming down. They stuffed it in. It was like, I don't know what it was, like a sponge. And it was to deafen the noise. So anyway, I went through it. It was there. It was really horrible. And I was just lying there. But I said to them, I said, listen, I said, my arm kills me, you know. I said, if I'm lying awkward, I said, it kills me. And they said, we can't help you. Just don't move. And I was lying there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was. And my arm was absolutely killing me. I wanted to press the buzzer. You know, they give you like a sponge, like a little tube thing, press it, to get out. But I persevered because I really need this. Anyway, they said, okay. It was great. I said, look, I said, did they move? That's the main thing. They said, no, because of this thing around me, mask, and around my head, that right for me neck. That's what they wanted to concentrate on. He said, no, you're okay. It was good. You did well. So I'm going to be fast tracked now. I just want it done and over with now. I really do. But as I said, I was sitting there for about 5 minutes or whatever, and when I got home, I was coughing. I was coughing. Whatever's in these places, and I was really coughing. But anyway, that's our NHS made up for them because if we were in the bloody States, how much would I'd be dead. I'd be dead. I think we'd all be bloody dead, if you know what I mean. But anyway, as I said, thank you so much to the people who message me. I really, honestly, you don't know how much I appreciate that. Thank you once again. And I will reply to you, by the way. Just give me a little time and I will reply to every one of you. TW, evening Frank and chat. I'd say. Like and subscribe. Steve Allen doesn't say hello to me, but he says hello to TW. Good evening, Frank and chat. I say. It's nice that you're letting on to one another. This is what I mean about you people. You don't realise how much I appreciate you, Honestly, I've got this fucking pain again, Just comes on me now and again. And I try not to take the, painkillers, pain relievers, as they say. I try not to take them. Let's see if we can get through tonight, okay? Evening, Stephen. Jane O'Keefe, hiya, Jane. Evening, all. Evening, Jane. Oh, that's lovely. Hi, Jane. Barry. I've just explained, Barry. I hope you got it, mate. Hiya, Frank. How did you get on? I just explained. I hope so. That's fine, honestly. I hope I explained okay. I might have to take a bloody tablet, I might have to. I've got some here somewhere. Because this pain is fucking killing me. Loads to talk about tonight as well. I want to get us out there. I've got them here. Oh, fucking hell. I had them here. Oh, where they are, look. Hiding. Yeah. I have to take one, I'm sorry. These are powerful stuff, I didn't want to take them, I really didn't. But it was in that thing today. And it was getting me. And I've been relieved of it for about 5 days, 4 or 5 days. And today, with being in that thing, that tube, it came on me. And I mean, came on me with a vengeance, and it's just come on me now again. Excuse me, sorry. I keep apologising. Make sure it goes down, you know what I mean? Excuse me, I don't want it stuck. You're all letting on to one another, which is good. I don't mind. I really don't. And that she says, Frank, you're a lovely Italian scouser. I've got me and my cap on here in the Saints country. Mickey Shannon saw Kevin Keegan out. Yay. And Barry says, I'll be in the airport tomorrow if there's a watch along. Yeah, you're on your way to Dubai, aren't you? I don't envy you, But I mean, I do envy you going to Dubai, where it's warm, and I need warm, to be honest. But all that travelling down to Heathrow, they don't even do a flight from Liverpool to Heathrow. That's disgusting, man. That's disgusting. But as I said, I only go to Italy, and I get to Napoli. That's where I fly to. That's where I fly to. Want to say to Franco and Chatters, has anyone heard? Oh, no. We've been asking Toscana. And I thought Marcella would have, keep coming on and saying how she's getting on. But she said that she was okay. But this was last week. When she had the operation, she said she's doing fine. She's in for a couple of weeks. But if it be me and you and everybody else on here, we'd be given the progress. And it's just frustrating, isn't it, really? That's why we ask. Just a little frustrating. She says, glad your NHS looked after you today, Frank. Hopefully they can get you sorted soon. Thank you, yes. Thanks, T. Thank you. And that's what I hope for. As I said, this is kicked off on me now. My left arm, that's where I get all the pain and freaking out. So I just want this pain reliever to kick in, as they say. Johan, there you go, man. Good evening, Frank and Legends. Glad to hear you got fast-tracked. Hope you get the care you deserve soon, Frank. Thank you. Thank you, Johan. You're a good man. You're all good people on here. But no, what I couldn't do without you, to be honest. Lovely that. TW, stay. And letting on. Great. Toscana. How you doing, Franco? Did you see the quack today? I just explained. I explained. I was at the Aussie. I was at the Aussie. Anyway, I did explain before Tosca. When I first got on. I might explain later on, but I don't want to become over too repetitive. Little Amby. Good evening, Frank and Chatters. Are you Amby? I want to get right down here so I can carry on. And actually says the NHS are supposed to have a duty of care like our MPs. I wouldn't even compare the MPs with our wonderful NHS. I'm telling you now. And Barry says we would have been able to fly to London if Johnny Two Jags had kept us. Yes, told you about him, didn't I? Told you about him, Barry. That's it. God bless, Frank. Thank you. And little Amby says, Hope you feel better soon, Frank. Thank you. Johnny Two Jags as departers awaiting Tony the Tiger. Right, so what's happening today? I think what you're seeing now, especially with, I think with, how can I say this? With America and Russia and the deal that they've come to, I think it's amazing. And the deal is, the concessions that America said, okay, you have them. No concessions by Russia whatsoever. Zelensky's going mad. He's saying, I should have been there. And the Americans, forget the Russians, the Americans just said, do one. Behave your fucking self. It's nothing to do with you. Because he was trying to sabotage them. And they came to these concessions, absolutely brilliant. And I think that's the end, more or less the end of it, because America will now walk away completely from Ukraine. And when I say walk away, which they should, because it's a proxy war they started anyway, I think they'll take all the intel away. All the intel will be dragged away. And that will leave Ukraine isolated for everything. Just use me that. You don't realise what you do, when you talk. And just use me left. I shouldn't have used me. I tried not to use me left arm. Waving about, that is. But anyway, and what it is, it benefits the world. And I'm not just talking about like a ceasefire or anything, a war stopping. What it is, it's all the natural resources coming from Russia. And I'm talking about the agricultural stuff. Grain, everything, all the agricultural stuff coming through. Because who feeds the world? Russia. Many people don't realise that. And America always depends on Russian grain. Lots of people don't realise that anyway, but we do as well. Europe does. And there's what they're opening now, or what they're going to, they're talking about it, is fixing Nord Stream so that the Europeans can have cheap gas. And what happened? Because the previous administration allegedly blew Nord Stream up. And I'm talking about the previous legislation, people under Joe Biden allegedly blew up Nord Stream. And Olaf Schultz, he was standing next to him, and he allowed it. He didn't say a word, because if the female reporter said, how are you going to stop it? And he said, we have means. A minute after that went up, 1 minute, Sikorski, one of the Polish, horrible, fuck him, he said, thank you, USA. Does anybody remember that? Right up 1 minute, bang, on X. Thank you, USA, for blowing it up. So there you have it. And Liz Truss, that idiot, again, a minute right after it was blown up, what did she say? It's done. So it proves it, doesn't it? It proves who blew it up. And it was catastrophic. And there's little Greta thumbnail She goes around the world saying, we don't want any, she never said a fucking word. And that was the fucking biggest catastrophic thing that could happen on the globe for all these people who were saying, stop fossil fuel and all this nonsense. I just got to answer this message. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, people. Who's Johnny Two Jags? Johnny Two Jags is. I was talking yesterday. I was talking to Barry, who came down to see me, and I was talking about John Prescott because I went to a fringe meeting with him, not going into it, and he promised all kinds for Liverpool, but he didn't give us it. After promising, he gave it to, this is Labour for you, by the way. He gave it to Manchester. I've worked out it. And Polo says, hey, Frank, you're spot on. Thank you, Polo. Whatever I was spot on for there. And Polo says, what is today's topics? It's about what's gone on with this. We've got to cover what it means now with this Ukrainian war going on and what America and Russia have agreed to. And Russia has given no concessions whatsoever, which is absolutely amazing. So you can see now America has just gone, bad enough. And Zelensky, this piss-pot fella, who's, you've got to, he's not a leader. And Russia have said this time and time again. He said, Putin said, we will not sign anything with him because he's not a leader. We could say, okay, sign an agreement, that's it, and then he's gone. So it'll start all over again. So they will not sign with him. And he's very unpopular in Ukraine. I'm not talking about his banderites. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ordinary people for what's happening in Ukraine. So anyway, what's happened that there's in the Black Sea, all the shipping, there's not going to be any bombings or anything. And America have said to everybody, Russian ships are free to go to wherever they want. That means oil. Don't dare attack them. That's all it boils down to. And if Ukraine breaks this thing, what America have agreed to in Russia, I'll guarantee you now, it'll open up a whole range And you might think that, well, Russia are just always, attacking them anyway and blowing places up. But with this in place, this agreement, this document, they'll just flatten. They will flatten what's left of Ukraine now. Medvedev just wants to take the whole of Ukraine now, especially with this agreement. It's incredible. All the shipping around the world, America has warned everybody. And they're even getting insurance because no one would insure them. Nobody would insure them. And SWIFT now, which is the leading bank in the world, they've been allowed back in there. And sanctions have been lifted. Not all sanctions, but most sanctions have been lifted by America towards Russia. Because America's going to benefit. Because they need the Russian grain. America, when they banned them, sanctioned them, Russia in 1924, right through the Second World War, right through past, into the Cold War. Look what Russia did. Look what Russia did. And as I said about the sanctions, Russia are a magnificent country. They won the space race without any American help. Yet Russia, say, go and use them here. The space station that they built. America can't do it. America can't do it. Can't build one. So they use Russia's. It's incredible what Russia have achieved. Incredible. And China also. They've got flying cars. We're in the realms now of science fiction. Flying cars. And they're the axis of evil, aren't they? China, India, Russia, North Korea, and Iran. But there's an impending war on. I think why this agreement has been done. I'm being honest here. They want to attack Iran, and Iran is in BRICS. And they've said, America, this is just my opinion, by the way. I've heard nothing. And I think they've said, listen, don't do anything if we go into Iran. Don't do nothing to Russia. And they've gone, what are you going to give us? And they've got these concessions, it's incredible what they've done. So they've said, okay, but don't hit them fucking hard. And that's it. That's what I think's happened. And now you know that they're going to go into Iran. That's what I think that's happened. America won't do anything for nothing. If they don't see a benefit in anything. Anything. What am I like with this bloody that's all. Johnny Tuesday admits his mailer and is not the Jaguar factory. God don't bless him. No, you're right, I think you're right there. And Johan says, just like how Milikovsky tweeted 10 minutes after Charlie Kirk's assassination that they had nothing to do with it. Yes. Yes, why would he do that if he had nothing to do with it? It's as simple as that. You do not do any. Oh, it's not me. It's not my fault. Lovely Joan says, spot on, Frankie. Thank you. Thank you, Joan. And Johan, Frank, have you seen Colonel McGregor say that this sewage problem on the USS Ford was deliberately done by the sailors on board because they want to avoid a war with Iran? Yeah, look, come on, Johan. You know, I McGregor's brilliant, as you know. And he wouldn't be saying things like that if he never got any info. And all of a sudden, all this happens on board. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So there's been a little bit of sabotage because they know, these sailors know about the ballistic missiles that Iran have. And they could sink it. One could sink a ship. And I'm sorry about this. Bloody nose is itchy now. And where the waters are, as you know, the sharks. And if they go into the water, because they will be sunk, those big aircraft carriers, by ballistic missiles. They know this. So they're going to be fighting sharks besides the water, besides getting blown up. It's shocking. No one gives a fuck. The White House doesn't give a fuck who gets killed. And all these boat people that have been getting killed, crossing, they reckon that now there was 5 American sailors because they were unaccounted for. They said, oh, they must be there. So they killed their own. It's like the Battle of the Bulge, the Second World War, where they were fucking bombing and shelling their own people, their own soldiers. That's what America are like. So yeah, I believe that's what's happened. Johan. And Lachi says, Frank, I'll be fighting along after we've departed. We all fight on, don't we? No matter what it is. You're right, Frank, a deal has been done with Russia behind the scenes. Yep, says the Polo. Point is, Zelensky, obviously, he was told about this, that they were having a meeting and, what the outcome could be. And he was told to go and sabotage it by the West, obviously. So what's von der Leyen going to do now? Have you seen what Germany are doing to their own country? They just pulled down or demolished now a nuclear power station. What for? A coal-fired nuclear power station? They're destroying their own country because of the likes of little Greta Thunberg and their little crew. They're nuts. They must be insane. But I heard what Lavrov said as well, that the EU, von der Leyen and the rest of them must be mentally insane. There must be something mentally wrong with them. Because they're going to argue, but they can't argue against the Americans. They depend so much on the Americans. Everybody does. Russia and China don't really, to be honest, but Europe does. That's how weak von der Leyen and the EU, I'm talking about air crew, that the WF put in place. And they've weakened the likes of the British, the French, the Italians, all Europe, all Western Europe, they weakened. The only strong people there left is the likes of Oban and Fico, and the lad from Serbia and the Czech Republic. They're the only ones. They're strong people. They want to look after their own people, their own country. Nobody else. Have you noticed, though, this EU is having a go at Hungary in particular, saying that they will sanction Hungary, whatever they're saying. And it's a part of the EU and part of NATO, Hungary. Whereas Ukraine is not a part of NATO or the EU. That's how corrupt the EU is. Excuse me. It's crazy. Crazy, Mr. Fulci. Thanks, Polo. The US still imports uranium for their nuclear plants. If Putin stopped that, then the US would suffer an energy crisis within 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. I think the world's a change. Yeah, I think once this is over, I think the world will harshly look. Once the EU are finished, they have to go. They are so incompetent and corrupt. I think von der Leyen should be in jail. Never mind leading the silly EU. Excuse me. Hope we haven't caught anything out there in that Aussie today. I just don't know. And the Archie says it's all about money, just like the American Civil War. It beggars belief. Awful, terrible. Of course, everything's about money, Archie. Everything is about money. Polo says that aircraft carrier best stay far, far away. But I think that they're going to go in anyway. America. See, they're not going in for themselves. They are not going in for themselves. They're going in for a tiny country whose leader is a Polish man who changed his name to Bibi. And that's who they're going in for. And it's shocking. It's shocking. It's shocking what they did to Maduro and his wife by arresting them. A president of a country and taking them to America and putting them in jail to await trial. It's shocking what they've done, America. This is what America is all about. This is what America is all about. Regime changes all over the world. I always remember, I've mentioned this before, Obama. I always remember when he said it was a Labour and Tory general election. And he said, if the Tories don't win, if the Conservatives don't win, I'll put Britain at the back of the queue. Is that interfering? Yes. And now with Trump coming out and the FBI files, he signed it, they're going to be exposed about Russiagate. Russiagate. Remember they were denying it, Russiagate doesn't exist, and bang, it's going to be exposed. Hillary Clinton, oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for it. And who was involved in it. And you've got another little tiny country who was involved in all this. Russiagate. Ah, great, made up. So you see, it's just a matter of Trump does one good thing and then fucking does another bad thing. Good thing, bad thing, good thing, bad thing. And that's what his tenure's been since he came into power. And as I said, he could easily stop this war within a week. Within a day, really. Get all, as I mentioned, though, he will take all his intel out. Just move it. I've done it again with me left hand. Fucking hell. And that's it. They bumped off John Lennon for singing Let's Give Peace a Chance. Yeah, they really needed to get rid of Lennon. They really needed to get rid of him. Because he had a massive following. Not just in America, but all around the world. And Happy Xmas War is over. Think about that. But that was about Vietnam. Happy Xmas War is over if you want it, you the public. So get out there and demonstrate against what's going on in Vietnam. If you know what I mean. In any war. Any wars that are there done by the Americans. They've been doing it for decades. Decades. Not just now. And Paulo says, you're right, Frank, the EU elite have self-sabotaged every industry, steel, coal, nuclear and tech. It's criminal. Of course it is. She should be in jail, eh? And her phony followers. They all should be in jail. Every one of them. They're corrupt. Look at Pfizer with her. Remember she deleted all of their texts. The police could easily lift them. And they've only got to get a thing, a warrant or whatever they're called, and go to the people. Say like it's, I don't know, whoever she's with. If you know, say like it's you two, whatever it is. And they get the warrant, they could lift everything what she's deleted. And I think they'll do that. One day they'll do that and she'll be in fucking jail there. You've only got to look at the backgrounds. You've only got to look at who she's backing, her in the EU. And mates. And Kaya Callas. You've only got to look at who they are backing. What their background, family background is. Callas, von der Leyen, mates, just look at their backgrounds and who they're backing. And it's not just Zelensky. It's a little group of men called the Azovs. And who are they? Banderites. The Ravens will leave the tower under this, Charles. Should be, I think this is the end of, it won't be the end just yet, but I think it's the beginning of the end of the monarchy. That's just made up. Clinton's testified before Congress. When will Melania testify? Oh. Yep. Even in Frank and chat, hope everyone as well. Thank you all. And Cuba managed to prevent a terrorist attack on Wednesday. 10 terrorists tried to arrive on a speedboat from Florida. 4 of them got taken out, and Trump called it a massacre. Says Steve, yes. But that's Marco Rubio, isn't it? He's one fucking hot at him. Marco Rubio. See how horrible they are. You've only got to look at that Lindsey Graham. He's a war hawk. He wants wars everywhere. He's dying for Iran to be taken out. If Iran was obliterated off the face of the earth, and I mean obliterated, he'd be so fucking happy, him. I mean, every Iranian killed. This is what Trump does. He goes, I feel sorry for the Iranian people, the good people, but I'm going to bomb the fuck out of yous and kill yous. This is what Trump's about. Some things fucking come up, you know. Okay, now I'll have to take this watch off. Forgot to take my watch off. Even got a shower with it. Okay, now. I forgot all about it. It says waterproof. It says it there. Oh, real one. Fucking hell. For that. Digging into me, see? No, you can't see it. Oh, yeah, you can. Digging into me. Okay. And Paul Daly, hiya, Paul. Spot on, Frank. People are like sheep, though. We're all like sheep. Well, we're not saying you or anyone on here, but yeah, they are. Just follow the thing. Just follow the narrative. I don't fucking follow the narrative. Never have done, never will do, ever since Hillsborough. Never followed anything. Always been wary. Fucking hell, me on that. The Epstein class get away with everything. Nothing stresses them, says Polo. They do. They do. And Steve says, shame Marco Rubio wasn't on that. Yeah, he should have been leading the fucking fight, him, shouldn't he? Why are they trying to... Come on. People, you've been to Cuba. You know, and loads of other people got been to Cuba. Even the Americans go, you know, the Americans, they have to sneak in for a holiday. Vacation, as they say. You go on holiday there. They're lovely people. They're really lovely people. And they're a threat to America. Cuba, a fucking threat to America. They've got Fiat engines and cars, and they're a threat to America. This is the excuse. It's shocking. But the West just sit back and allow it. The West sit back and allow what's going on a tiny strip of land called the West Bank. And what the fuck is Witkoff, a reality fella? Not reality TV, real, selling fucking houses, him and Kushner, doing all the diplomacy stuff. They're not fucking diplomats. They sell fucking houses. Could you imagine them selling a flat over in New York and say, I'll see you next week. I've got to fly off to Moscow to do a bit of diplomacy with Vladimir Putin. You what? You what? Where are you going? Typical Americans, you see. Fuck's sake. Owen. Frank, did you see the leader of the WEF, Borger Brande, just resigned because of his involvements with Epstein? There's fucking loads of them. Wait till they all start coming out. Loads of them, Owen. And this is why I wonder what will happen as soon as. Have you noticed, though, what Americans are in fucking jail or are being arrested? There's only the English. Mandelson, Andrew, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Do you think that's fair? She's the only one in jail. No Americans. English. Shocking. Shocking. No Americans. And actually, England is the multi-central of all religions at the moment. All of my local churches are shutting down. Yeah. Yeah, but they've been shutting down here for a long time. People haven't turned against them, but over the years, people haven't turned against them. They've just stopped going. Or they moved away and go to another church or whatever. So that church becomes obsolete. There's a church not far away from me that has been closed down. It's not closed down now. What they use it for is, which is good actually. Inside, they got this wall. You know what mountaineers do? Climbing up walls and things like that. That's what they've got, for kids. So, if they become, I'm just up the road from me where I live, another church, which was, I think it was, well, not, I don't think, I know that it was one of the most important parishes for the community where I've moved to, one of the most going back years. Now that's shut down, and what it's become is student accommodation. So they are being utilised in different ways. It's the way it goes. Johan, Cuba exports more doctors than soldiers. Capitalists hate that. I always remember someone who wasn't Steve Mulholland, a friend of mine. It wasn't him, and he was in a bar. Went to a bar. I was 7, and then this is in the daytime, And the next was something happened. And they went to the hospital. They had to go somewhere, hospital, whatever it was they went to see a doctor. And have a guess who the doctor was? The barman. It was the barman. He had to have 2 jobs. And this is what the Cubans are like. They try to work. And these are the threat to America. Come on. Come on. Fuck's sake. Now, how is America going to beat Iran of 90 million? This is going to be ugly. It is. 90 million people. And it's vast, Iran. I don't think they'll put... what they can do is just bomb the fuck out of it. But they will run out of... See, I think it's shocking. Iran has got missiles and they've trained it. They've trained these missiles. And another little tiny country, who wear those little mad hats, if you know what I mean. And they could blow the fuck out of them. It's so complex. I think that painkiller's fucking, kicked in. Thank fuck for that. And the Norwegians. What's that, you? And the Norwegians? What are they? Oh, yeah, they're corrupt. They're corrupt, especially with the Peace Prize. Mikado, yeah, give her that, yeah. She's all right. The same fucking one who got the Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize, who wanted to bomb her own fucking country, for God's sake. Kill people, to fucking blow people up. And she got a fucking Peace Prize. It's nuts. I tell you, you might think I'm foolish here. Do you know who deserves a Peace Prize? Viktor Orban. He's looking after his own people. He said no. Fuck that going. I'm not fighting for him. Hungarian people, citizens, are more important to me and the country than Ukrainians. Who are they? Who the fuck are that Ukrainians? Who are they? They're not in the EU, the European Union. Who are these people? And their leaders telling me that, I should be giving them fucking money. I'm not going to let my people suffer. You see, why doesn't he want peace? Why can't he go for why didn't they give him the Peace Prize? Remember when Zelensky was touted about for the Peace Prize? Him? Who sent 1.9 million young Ukrainian soldiers and girls to the deaths. Because he sabotaged every fucking peace deal. Every peace deal. From April 2022. Him and Boris Johnson. They must think that we're thick. We're stupid. And we just, the likes of us just follow the Western narrative. Well, we fucking don't. He says, what a joke that Hillary Clinton attended the committee to answer a few questions, but she should have been in an international court for war. Yeah, I know fucking Barmy. Him. Shocking. He was horrible, him. Him and Gaddafi. Never forget that, mate. Along with Cameron. Gaddafi, believe it or not, you don't realise there's some people on here. Gaddafi was great to his people. He really was. He wasn't the tyrant or the dictator or the fucking murderer that the Western press portrays him as because they wanted to get rid of him for the sake of greater Israel. Do you understand now? All the lies about him. Every time a Libyan couple got married, they got the equivalent of £60,000 and a place to live. And Gaddafi says, I'm going to live in my tent. He was asked why he lives in his tent. And he said, I'm going to live in my tent until every Libyan has a home to live in. All the energy that was going into Libya, electricity, you name it, that was all free. Very, 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 I think it was the cheapest petrol or whatever you could buy. The Libyans, they could afford it. It was incredible what he was giving to the people. He had to charge them for the petrol because, you know, he had to keep the economy going. But they were selling the oil off. So the economy was, you know, it's okay. It's great. And yet they fucking killed him. So you're right there, Steve. Should have been in an international. I know that Putin turned around and said he's going, when the war's over, he's earmarked people who they're going to get to stand trial for war crimes in Moscow. I can't get out this fucking thing here. Tiny country with small hats and large expansionist ambitions. I think once this is over, I think they'll have to look at them. They'll have to just say, fucking enough's enough from you fucking pricks. What's going on? They're fucking allowing murder by the country on harmless people. Harmless people. People who've got nothing. If soldiers walked up to like a group of people and pulled the guns out, those group of people couldn't like pull guns out because they got none. And they just get shot. They can't defend themselves. It's like someone going up to a person who's got no arms and slapping them about. Know what I mean? You're right, Viktor Orban cares about his people and heritage, yeah. So does Fico, Slovakia. And the new fella who's just come in the Czech Republic, he said, oh, fuck that, we're not giving no any more fucking money. It stopped to Ukraine. Jeez, I'm awfully sorry about this, people. I don't know what it is. All countries of the West are corrupt. God help us, says Diachi. Yes. And Johan says Gaddafi wanted to start a centralized African currency called the gold dinar. Yes. Based on the gold standard and not the petrodollar for international trade. Yes. But so did, if you think about it, so did the weapons of mass destruction fella. You know, the fella who built loads of nuclear bombs and everything, Saddam Hussein. Remember him? Weapons of mass destruction. Fucking can't believe it. And this is what fucking they're saying today about. But Tulsi Gabbard's come out, hasn't she? She said they're not doing it. They're not building anything. She's actually come out and said it. But she's been shut up for fucking... If I would have been Tulsi, I would have walked away and gave a fucking big press conference and said, these are fucking corrupt, these just want fucking war for a little place in the Middle East that want to expand their country, if you know what I mean. That's what she should have fucking come out and said. Mind you, she could have ended up like Charlie, couldn't she? Charlie K. Yeah, you're right there, Johan. And so did Saddam Hussein. I want to know what a leader of a Middle East who married an English girl and built up, cities and whatever, which I've seen, by the way, kept wonderful Roman architecture from the Roman period, from 2,000 years ago, and added as an archaeological site for anyone from anywhere in the world want to go and do the archaeology around this particular, well, a few sites actually, especially one in Palmyra. And what did he do? What happened to him? Again, they fucking destroyed the country. Syria, Bashar Assad. What happened to Palmyra? You know that I wanted to be an archaeologist and I had the chance to go there. And I said, no, I'll go at another time. Never fucking went. I didn't go. Palmyra. Now it's destroyed because of fucking ISIS. And the boss of the ISIS is fucking America made him leader. The country. You can't make these fucking things up. Al-Jilani, who has a bounty on his head of $10 million. Fuck me. That's America for you. But I don't think, when I said, when I opened the show about these deals that America and Russia, I'm telling you now, I think they've gone and said, don't fucking renege on this one, or there will be fucking trouble. To America, that is, I wouldn't trust America with fucking anything. And Polo says Israel has compromised all leaders and has dirt on all leaders 100%. 100%. Johan, have you done something that I'm made up with, by the way? Fucking made up. Can't tell you, people. But I hope he has. But one day I will tell you. But you're right there, Polo. Look at Trump. He's been fucking getting distracted with, these Epstein files. And he's trying to say, got nothing on me, fucking like they have. I think someone, was it Massey who's trying to unredact the redacted papers? Unredact them to see who's in them. The Epstein files. But no one has said is in jail. No one's been arrested. No one has fucking sorry. Sorry, I'm late, boss. Chippy was cracking. Chocker. Oh, the Chippy was chocker. Like the Oh, you missed it, mate. We had Starmer on before. Came in, crying his eyes out. I said, I'll behave yourself, Kia. You know what I mean? You've always got rent boys to go to cheer you up. And he said, okay. Don't be too harsh on me. Don't let your chatters be too harsh with me, will you? I said, no, they won't. Then as soon as he went, they were calling them all twats and pricks and everything. So you missed that. The path. I don't trust Tulsi anymore. She's compromised. But that's what she said. She came out and said it. And now that's what I mean. Johan, if she would have come out and said, I've had enough now, and came out and said about her, but she did say they're not making nuclear arms, nuclear bombs. They're not doing it. They're only enriching their own because of, their energy, which they need. That's what she's come out and said. So you never know. She might be sacked for that. And then she'll come out and say it all. But she has been, she was compromised after, I think, a first couple of weeks. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's far from saying you're wrong. I'm going to send you an email. Anthony and myself was talking about you today. And we've got a plan. And I'm going to... I'll be sending you an email, Johan. Anyway, Rapat says, I agree, Johan. Anyone around Trump is either compromised or will be compromised. Frank Al-Jalani has a bounty of, I know. And yeah. And kills UK and of course. And they're fucking inviting them to these people. But they've been told to fucking do it. Starmer is a fucking puppet to the people. BlackRock, look at fucking BlackRock's here in our country. They're going to be fucking ruling us. I feel sorry for my little granddaughter, and you should feel sorry for yours as well, if you've got any. Because by the time they grow up and get married or whatever, the NHS will be gone. Because remember, Trump in his first term says, I want the NHS, the British NHS. They're paying less for pharmaceuticals to keep their people there going than our people are paying over the counter in drugstores. Remember that? And he's come out and fucking said it again. He's doing it. So our little NHS in the very near future won't be NHS anymore. What you'll have to do, look, I had to pay 660 fucking quid because I never had I didn't have a dentist. I ended up paying 660 fucking quid, then £58 as well on something I had to have done. He said, I'm doing that cheap because of what I've done for you. I said, okay, thanks. Fucking 58 quid, cheap. Plus £660 I paid for some dental work. Yo, notice how ISIS or Al Qaeda never attack Israel. Hamas do. You know, someone came on to me and said about that little girl who, I've got it, I can't get it up, fortunately. That little girl who was given a lollipop. And this fucking prick who I knew very well and respected said, oh, that's Hamas propaganda. Couldn't believe that. So, you know, we fucking support. And said to me, I only want the truth. I said, so do I. That's why I'm fucking saying the truth. And little did he know that that little girl was fucking dead within the week, blown up. That little girl, beautiful little child. I don't know. She must have been about 4 years of age. Her eyes filled up. And there was another little girl a couple of years ago. And she was known as the princess because you just see her wandering down the street. Fucking bombs, you know, rubble, you know, where things have been bombed to fuck. And she's filthy. She's got all this white, you know, from cement or whatever, you know. And she had this little prince, you know, from Frozen, a princess dress on, blue it was, from Frozen. And they called her the princess. And you just see her wandering. And I was listening to George Galway. And I said, I put a comment in. I said, has anybody heard how that little girl, princess is? Known as the princess? Has anybody heard about it? Anything about it? And he actually read it out. And he said, Frank, she's dead. That fucking killed me, that. 2 little kids, one who got a lollipop, and a fella who I knew says it was Hamas propaganda. Even if it fucking was propaganda, that child is fucking dead. But Hamas, it was just an ordinary journalist with a fucking camera. He was giving out lollipops to the kids. And said to this little girl, she came over, a fucking lollipop. And he said it was a mass propaganda. I fucked him right off. I called him an imbecile, a pillock. Called him for everything. And he's a twat. Blocked him on everything. Most probably he's calling fucking me for everything. Does anybody ever remember that, by the way? That little girl? Does anybody ever remember giving a big lollipop, like it wasn't a little sucky thing, it was a big one like that. Yeah, and you just see her looking, and her eyes filling up. Fucking a mass propaganda. Oh, and he went on to me about, which is fucking been debunked anyway, about October the 7th. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus Christ. It hasn't been debunked, but, he was fucking involved in it. And that woman, that Jewish woman, was on the fucking shouting and screaming that our own soldiers were killing our own people. Never seen her again. This was like 24 hours later when it was all the news, Never seen her again. You never seen that footage either. She said on the helicopters they were shooting, coming down and shooting our own people on the beaches. Fucking hell. That's what I mean about being debunked. But you're right there, Johan. I can't believe you had Starmer on, Frank. You wouldn't have lying horrible scum like that on your podcast. Oh. I think they're all fucking at it, to be honest. I think they're all at it. Every fucking one of them. The path. Vanguard's own BlackRock. They all fucking own each other. And they own us now. And Barry says, I've said to my family, I worry what our grandchildren are going to face in the future. You're right, Barry. I grew up in the 50s, me. And I always remember an advertisement, and it was great. They reckon the 50s in the believe it or not, in the whole of the century, from 1900 to 1999, the 50s was the best decade. Albeit that they had the Suez Canal crisis, they had the likes of Korea, and also, with the French going into French Indochina, right? And that was going on, but it was great. The Ovaltine decade, as was known as. The Ovaltine. And what you have now? Fucking wars everywhere. And who's starting them all? No need to tell you because you all fucking know. The Pat said, if you check out your Vanguard's own BlackRock's own State Street own Vanguard snake eating its own tail. Yeah. They're all at it. Now where's a fella? Still in Romania. He's Romanian Ali. And he'll tell you about von der Leyen cancelling elections with this fella, Georgescu, going to win it. And he wanted to say no to money to go into fucking Ukraine. He said, no, I want money coming into our own country. Fuck Ukraine, who are they? And that's an EU country. And she fucking cancelled the elections. Not once, twice. They wanted this fucking puppet in, which they've got. And that was only last year. That's how corrupt the EU is, and von der Leyen. Anyway, he says, I saw an interview with an ex-Israeli soldier who said, we received orders to shoot each other and blame Gaza people. Go away. I think this is why a lot of IDF soldiers are actually committing suicide. Can't take it anymore. And I can't get over, I'm being honest with you, Gal Gadot, Miss Greenstreet, or Greenstein, who's being promoted as Wonder Woman. She was in the IDF. She was on active service in the Lebanon. And what, active service, what does that mean? Holding a fucking gun and fucking shooting. That's what it means, active service. So I'll leave you to your own conclusions about that. Fucking shocking. And she's a twat of an actress anyway. The path, it's a round robin. It's good people who are walking up. Unfortunately, it won't end well. Nothing ends well. Nothing ends well. Nothing. The part, I had zero tolerance for the people that say things like homeless propaganda. Every child is innocent and should be protected regardless of colour, creed, or of course they should. Of course they should. That's what we do. That's what we do. I've always thrown into that big box something, that the lads from who volunteer to take these food things to food banks to help people. Done it for years. That's my help. Good shout that, Rupert. Polo. It's clear to all, Israel has conducted for decades a blackmail operation or operations to conduct regime change. Yeah. Pain relief. Powerful little fuckers, them. Great. Yeah, stop paining. The only thing that fucking itchy. Itchy. Fucking itchy. I can't fucking win, I can't win. I've got to go to the doctors next week for injections. They got to come along, and get some. I said, what for? So, I'll tell you when you get here. So I said, okay then. Fuck knows how many injections I'm going to get. And what for? But you're right there, Polo. You're right, mate. So I'm going to ask about me. Well, I've got stuff. It doesn't fucking work. For me itchiness. And a flea. A fucking flea. I come in one day, I'll have no face. His face is flaked away. Frank's flaked away. He's only got his hat there. My hat will do the talking. And my glasses. I'd be like the invisible man. And Johan says to Ali, Ali, it's called Hannibal Directive. They would rather shoot their own and let them live as hostages so they can claim the victim card. That's what happened. That's what I mean about that woman. She was shouting, the camera was on her. She was shouting. She was shouting, our own soldiers in the helicopters were shooting our own people on the beach. That's what she said. And I'll never forget footage, I think it came along right after it. What she was saying. And you see a fella, like a middle-aged man, running down the street, and he got shot in the fucking back, and he just went bink. Fucking horrible. The way, he was running next, he just went flat on his fucking face, shot in the back. Fucking shock. No one. I remember the prince. Oh, and the journalist who gave the lolly. Thank you. Thanks, Johan. Both of them are dead, mate. George Galloway said, and he answered my question. Or my comment. Well, it was a question, wasn't it? And that young girl. Fucking shocking. Who were they a threat to? He was a little girl in a little fucking frozen princess dress. A threat to. That little girl, he got a lollipop. Who cried. Who was she a threat to? Because this is what they say, isn't it? I'll tell you what it goes back to. I said this on someone, I forget who it was. But anyway, I said it goes back to the Herod days. Kill every male baby. Remember? Kill every male baby. And what they're saying is get rid of the seeds. Same. That's it. That's it. Oh, I mentioned didn't I? The other week, that fucking killed me. That. Johan, if you haven't seen it, please watch. I think I mentioned it on my TV review. I think I'll mention it again tomorrow. Thanks for reminding me. And there's a film called The Voice of Hind. I think that's the title. I'll get the full title and put it out tomorrow on the show. And honest to God, it's shocking. They have obviously a cast of actors, brilliant acting, and it was on the day that she was, and you hear her voice, a real voice. And these actors are playing the part of, the people who are talking to her. Brilliant. Oh, it's so... Oh. Little Lind, 6 years of age. Fucking shocking. And nothing has been done. I always remember about 3 or 4 years ago, and there was this lad, and you had two Israeli snipers, and they were looking down into it, and they seen this young fella, and one of them sniped him, but wounded him, because they knew that someone had come out and helped them and fucking shoot them. Right. And what it was a young nurse, Muslim nurse, girl, and she's waving the flag, and she had a medical stuff, like the Red Cross and that. And she ran out, to treat him. And they were, not arguing between themselves. They were having a discussion who should shoot her. And one of them said, "Oh, okay, you shoot her then." And he shot her in the fucking head. Killed her. 21 years of age. A nurse. And they were laughing about it. And what did they say? All went viral. Yeah, don't worry, we'll investigate. Suppose they're fucking shooting everybody else now today. If you know what I mean. Can't make these fucking things up. Thanks, Johan. I listened to the Hind Rajab phone call. Oh, did you listen to it, Robert? You lose a part of your faith in the world knowing what they did to that child. Made up you fucking watched it. Did you see the film? I mean, if you've seen the film, fucking now watch it. If you haven't, or just heard the phone call, go and watch the film. It's only out now. I watched it. And the way you've got the juxtaposition where, you say that you're glad you watched it, but you're not glad you watched it. Because it's so fucking upsetting, but you have to watch it to see what really happened. And this is life. This is life. Is it life, though? Or is it hell? Didn't Bono sing "You're Giving It All Away"? I don't know. He's a fucking arsehole. Bono's an arsehole. He's the only fucking Irish arsehole I know. Bono. Fucking divvy. And Mark says, Frank, some Yorkshire fella mentioned to me about the last duel in Liverpool, history between the two slaves. Fuck off. Oh, the bollocks. Fucking hell. Fuck off. No. That would surely make a great show if you could share it. I fucking know what the fucking thing, and it's had nothing to do with the slave trade. Fuck all. I've had this out loads of fucking times. Not them. I know what it was all about. I know what it was all about. And that was it was on the 10th of December 1805. Fuck all to do with the slave trade. Fuck all. Nothing. Zilch. People keep fucking making it up about us and the slave trade. A load of bollocks. Oh, Liverpool was built on the fucking slave trade. No, it fucking wasn't. 24% of goods coming in belong to the slave trade. The other 76% have fuck all to do with the slave trade. Nothing, zilch. It fucking annoys me, that. I've argued with arseholes. Argued with them. Saying, loads of slaves landed here, fuck off, they didn't. I spent 4 fucking years on that fucking maritime history and the fucking slave trade. I had to do it. 4 fucking years, 6 days a week, looking at every ship that came into Liverpool. And you get brought up. Saying, slaves landed in Liverpool. Oh, they was all fucking down at the pierhead. No such fucking places, the pierhead. But what about the Gorry? God, the fucking Gorry was in Senegal. We just named a building after it. That's where the fucking slaves were, in East Senegal, the Gori in East Senegal, ready to be transported over to the States and Brazil and the Caribbean islands. And it wouldn't have been economically viable to bring slaves here anyhow. They would have been fucking dead from the warm waters, crossing over from West Africa over to the east coast of Brazil and the Caribbean islands. To the, going up the eastern seaboard, the American eastern seaboard, and the water's getting colder and colder and colder. They were in a fucking old, leaky old, fucking freezing, no central heating, no fucking blankets, no beds. They were just in a fucking old. Then crossing ice fucking packed waters of the North Atlantic to come into Liverpool. Fuck off. They would have been fucking dead. And I used to argue with these fucking arseholes. Only did, So that's a load of bollocks, that. And I won't fucking do it. Because it's a load of bollocks. I don't do bollocks. Fuck's sake. Fucking Sparling. No, not doing it. That's who was involved in the last thing. And Colonel Bolton. Some fucking Yorkshire fella. Fuck off. Not you, the Yorkshire fella. Fucking annoying. Yes, she is, isn't she? Yes, she is, Owen. Go on. Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot. All countries are now corporations under the maritime law. It's like that fucking fella who I respected saying to me, I only come out for the truth. And I said, so do I. Now, this, I don't like to say this, but I'm fucking university educated. If I put what I've got at at the end of my name, it'll fall off the fucking end of the envelope. What I've got. And as I said, for 4 years, I had to fucking study that fucking thing, slave fucking thing, the maritime history of Liverpool. And I just say to these fucking pricks, how many? I tell you what that was over. Shall I? The fucking duel. Because this Sparling said to this Colonel Bolton, how much are you on? And he said, fuck off, I'm not having that. What you fucking me? What you want to know for? Fuck off. Give him a slap with a glove. So he has a duel on the 10th of December, 1805. That's what it was fucking over. Fucking annoying, that. I'm not saying you, because you came out and said it. Some fella said. Fucking annoying. All countries are now corporations under maritime law. Well, the likes of all countries, yeah, but with the Russophobia, they fucking stopped Russia from fucking being under maritime law. Now they're back again because of this agreement between America and Russia. Owen. I'm a man's man, but I've no shame in saying I fell to my knees with tears and prayed to anyone up there to just help them kids. After the things I've seen, I've saw things I never thought humans were capable of. The part. I haven't watched the film. Sorry. No, don't be fucking sorry. Don't be sorry, mate. Watch it. I'll give you the full title tomorrow. I can't give you it now, unfortunately. But see, if you can find something, hens, I'll give you the full title tomorrow. And you know, if you can't join me tomorrow morning for the film and TV review, you will be able to look at it, and we'll leave it up there. The full title, just watch it. It'll fucking kill you, by the way. That's what I said. There was a juxtaposition with me. And I said, I wanted to watch it because I wanted to see what was fucking hell. It was so heartbreaking. And you think about your own. I think about my beautiful little granddaughter. She's just wrote a poem in her school. She's 13 years of age. And he says, you might become the poet laureate of the school. And I was only told that today coming home from hospital. Which cheered me up no end. And she reads William Blake and John Keats, whom I talk about on the history of literature. Me and Anthony Brown. So proud of her. And she loves history. Loves it. If I'm prepared to put myself through it again, I don't know if I'm prepared. Sorry there, mate. Don't watch it then. Honestly, don't watch it. But the acting's fantastic. Of the people, but it's the real voice coming through, you see it. You know, those things that go up and down like that. And it's their voice. And you're on to the path. Remember how we used to wonder how society allowed the Nazis to exist? We clearly know now. We're allowing them in Ukraine. People don't think that the Azovs are not Banderites. Someone tries to, no, he never done all that. Fucking did. He killed hundreds of thousands of fucking Poles. Stepan Bandera, he said, no, he didn't come from it. He fucking did. He was Ukrainian. He's horrible. And he's got a massive following. Fucking massive. They celebrate his fucking birthday every fucking year. Every year he celebrates his birthday. I'll show you two pictures. There they are, they're the Banderites. See the Nazi thing? They're celebrating his fucking birthday. Banderite, Stepan Bandera. These are the Azovs. Look at the symbol on the shields. Look at the big fucking flags. Look at the symbols on the flags. Celebrating his fucking birthday. They're all soldiers. They're fucking Ukrainian soldiers now. And we're fucking giving them money. That's why I said, look at von der Leyen. Look at their background, their family background. Look at Mertens. Look at fucking Callas's. Kaya Callas. They're fucking Nazis. Fucking hell. And we've got to put up with it. And we've got that little Hind. We've got the little frozen princess. We've got the little lollipop girl fucking blown to fucking pieces. And we're looking on. The nurse. And they were fucking laughing, the two snipers. And you get the likes of fucking Sean Penn, that arsehole, and Ben fucking Stiller. Another arsehole. Going over to Kiev. Oh, yeah. But if I was, I'm being honest, if I was Putin, I'd go, okay, no more fucking coming into Kiev. If you're a target, if you do. How many would fucking go in? Would fucking Starmer go in? Would fucking Merz go in? Would von der Leyen fucking go in, who seems to fucking got a bed there? No fucking chance. No one will be fucking going there. And he won't be fucking coming out either. They've only got to say, you're not fucking moving now, you fucking prick. Where you're targeted. You only got to say that to Zelensky. He'd be in his bunker. He's in a bunker every fucking night the time he's in fucking Kiev. I just want someone to fucking ask him about the kill list. A fucking kill list. He's got a fucking kill list. Why doesn't someone say, hey, what about this fucking kill list that you've got? No one asks. And Stephen Suachi, Roger Daltrey has a song called Giving It All Away. Oh, the best songs are from fucking the Beatles, aren't they? You know, let's be honest. Frank, why do you think they try to link us to slavery so much? We were involved in the slave trade. There's no... but it was a fucking minority. And they're going, look at all the fucking streets named after all the slaves, slavers. This is what they fucking say to you. And you go, oh, right, okay. So, is that it? But the fucking much. If every fucking one in Liverpool, all these fucking merchants in Liverpool were involved in the slave trade, there'd be fucking streets. Every fucking street named after them. There's only a few. They come from all over the fucking country because we was in the right place at the right time for sale. So they came from fucking everywhere. Bristol doesn't get fucking mentioned. Newcastle doesn't get fucking mentioned. They were involved in the slave trade. Glasgow was involved in the slave trade. London was heavily involved in the slave fucking trade. They were all was involved. Don't get me wrong. I gave a lecture once and I said about the deconstruction and dehumanization of a fellow human being. But because I say that no slaves landed in Liverpool, I'm called a fucking racist, me. It's ridiculous. Because no fucking slaves landed. None whatsoever. And because I say that, because all as I say to them, okay, if you think that they landed, if you're saying that they landed, name the ship and the decade that they came on. Because everything is fucking logged. I found them. Me. Every fucking ship from 1700 to 1807 when it ended. And our abolitionists never get fucking mentioned. Wilberforce does. And we started it, the abolition of the slave trade. We never get fucking mentioned. But all it is, oh yeah, Liverpool was built on the blood of slave. Fucking wasn't. It was trade that had nothing to do with the fucking slave trade. There's a fucking programme on now. I had some fella put it over to me. I've sent it on to me, History Channel. And what it was, the only good thing about it, it never said like slaves landed in Liverpool. But they were saying, you know, that it was built on the, oh, look at, and they built the fucking dock. There was 2 fucking ships belonging to the, you know, sailing from Liverpool, 2 ships, get onto this, sailing from Liverpool. And the other loads of fucking ships that were sailed. The leaders of Liverpool said, listen, we'll have to build a dock because these ships, you know, they might go somewhere else, which had nothing to do with the slave trade, right, if you know what I mean. And they said, well, what shall we do? So they sent for a fellow, a Dutchman, by the name of Thomas Steers. So he came over because he worked in Holland on their waters, you know what their fucking waters are like. And he said, what do you want to do? And they said, well, we really need these ships to like not go away. And he went, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll build you a dock. He said, what's a fucking dock? And he said, well, yeah. And he just said, yeah, this is a dock. He went, oh. He'd never done it before. So we built a dock. And that was in 1709, 1 fucking ship belonging to the slave trade. But what this fucking thing was fucking saying was, oh, because of the slave trade, they built the fucking dock. No, it didn't. 1 fucking ship. Oh, I'll tell you what, lads, let's build a dock where we're involved in the fucking slave trade. How many ships? 1. Oh, fuck off. Ridiculous. Really pisses me off. So anyway, that's why we get, you know, fucking London. They've always been fucking jealous of Liverpool. I've got to tell you. We were the first. Look, it says that we were the second city of the empire. No, we weren't. We were the first city. It was only because London was the capital. The trade that came into Liverpool, don't forget that the fucking slave trade had finished. And all the slave ships that was here, from, like, say, like, there's all the fucking slave ships. Like that, look at that fucking loads. We're not even a fucking pinprick of ships involved in the slave trade. Because, as I said, they came all their, you know, sent all their business. But they says you'll have to fucking pay for docking. Because our dock opened in 1715. It had nothing at all to do with the slave trade. Why they opened it, why they built it. Thomas Steers. Anglicised his name. Thomas Steers. Nothing at all. And it's annoying people. So that's it, Red Pat. That's it. Why? I don't know why. And Mark says, no one mentions the trans-Saharan slave trade that still goes on to this very day. I wonder why. No one fucking mentions about the Irish being rounded up and sent to the fucking the Caribbean to pick the fucking cotton. Does anybody mention that? White slavery? Does anybody mention about the Middle Easterns coming over to Cornwall and fucking grabbing all these fucking people from villages? Does anybody ever mention that? No. It's just a fucking slave trade that went from west coast of Africa, especially from East Senegal. And does anybody ever mention Chief Akra? He was fucking rounds at them up and said, hey, I heard you want to buy these. No one hardly ever fucking mentions him, rounding these fucking poor people up. It's so fucking annoying. I'm sorry to God. I'm not on it, IOS. It's so annoying. It really is. But that's a crack of that, Mark. Yeah, you're right. No one mentions it. Nobody. So I always remember I was watching the BBC News 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, about 15 years ago. Sitting there watching the BBC News. And this fellow was in Pakistan, one of the, I think it was James Burke. Do you ever remember? It was James Burke. Do you ever remember him? You know, the reporter, he used to say the news as well. And he was in Pakistan. And he was looking at this fella, and there was a big iron thing in the, you know, the ground. And there was a fella chained to it. You know, a long chain, you know, could go about 6 feet, you know, if he got up and walked around. And he said, this man needed, it was right outside, I'll tell you now. He said, this man borrowed money. He worked for a brick firm, a brick. This is in Pakistan, they make bricks or whatever. And his wife was ill and his child, and he had to get medication. So he borrowed the money off his boss. And his boss put him there in a chain until his fucking debt was paid. And what he had to do, like the boss came out, unfucking clipped, and he had to go to work and fucking go back to the chain until the debt was paid. See? I fucking remember that. The voice of Hind Rajab, the film Frank was referring to, says the voice of Hind Rajab. Thank you. Thank you, Johan. Thank you so much, mate. And Owen. Frank in chat, what a thought-provoking and educational show tonight. Absolutely brilliant, says Owen Lee. Thank you, Owen. And there's me old, thank you, Owen. I really do, you know. I really appreciate it. And there's me Oppo. Good evening. May not be so mad at you. Good evening to you, great chatters. Have a good one. Anthony Brown. Johan, I'm going to send you what we were talking about. And you'd be, well, I'm not saying you'd be made up, like, but I think you go, oh, okay. Cheers, Anthony. He's great, Anthony. Great artist. You want to see what he's doing? We're holding an exhibition in April, and we'd love people to go to it, you know. And you want to see what he's doing. You know he's a great artist. You want to see what he's doing, people. And Johan says, they try to claim their anthem, Our Father, is Bandera, struck down Russian drones. Yeah, they claimed that, didn't they? When they were singing it, struck down Russian drones. This is how fucking pathetic they are. Bandera is our father. Fucking hell. And the part. Frank, I want someone to ask Zelensky why there's more Ukrainian millionaires in Monaco. What you should have put as well, that are driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris and every other there, Bentleys, Rolls Royces. What they're driving. It's what they're fucking driving. These Ukrainians. And how come Zelensky's all of a sudden a fucking multi-billionaire? And when you look at the, the annual fee that, presidents and prime minister are, he's the fucking lowest. The Ukrainian premier is the lowest paid out of the fucking lot of them. And he's a multi-billionaire. What's that now? Is that because he played the piano when he was a comedian in high heels and played the piano with his penis? To get a laugh. That dirty prick. There was a connotation there somewhere along the line. The dirty prick. Sue story. Sue. I'm sorry, I'm swearing, but, it's one of those things. Good evening, Frank. We discussed the slave trade yesterday. We spoke about the white slave trade, the Irish. This is hardly better. I've just mentioned it, Sue. Just mentioned it. They were in the fucking cotton fields. Sue, you want to listen to Anthony Brown and myself, honestly, about the Irish? Like Tony has Irish ancestry, I have Italian ancestry. And what we do see, we talk about the Irish. I remember in, I forget what year it was, and I was asked by this Irish person, well, half Irish, he said, when you come down to the pier head, remember the big tents? He said, and give it a talk about the Irish here in Liverpool. I said, yes, sure. So I went down, and it was chock-a-block, and it was lovely because they had these young girls doing, that Irish dance, that Michael Flatley does. And they had these Irish bands on, fucking brilliant. And they had me giving a talk about the Irish and how the Irish came over, the navigators that built the canals and the railways, and they tried to use the navigators, which they were brilliant at, the Irish, and they tried to use a terminology that was derogatory towards them, and that was, he's only an Irish navvy that just digs holes. So I've done all that. And I've done that down there. So, yeah, I do talk about the Irish. I talk about the Italian. I talk about everyone. The Jews. Everybody I talk about. Battle of the Atlantic was won in Liverpool. I thought that was the battle. The Battle of the Atlantic was won, yeah. And who coined the phrase? Sir Max Horton. Because Churchill, that prick, he came up, when America joined the war, at long last. And he came up and he said, this is Admiral so-and-so. This is Sir Max Horton. And he said, he'll be taken over. I want you to be his co-commandant, but he'll be the commander. And he said, oh, okay, so you want to lose the Battle of the Atlantic. That's where the phrase, that's where the phrase was coined. So you want to lose the Battle of the Atlantic? Okay, I won't be I'm going. I'm resigning my commission. That's what Admiral Sir Max Orton said. And Churchill went, okay, I'm sorry about that. Fucking American taking over. Fucking hell. Mr. Brown. Fantastic. I think he just leave that thing on. Steve says, I watched Cruising with Jane McDonald in Argentina, and I think they showed a train station. The design was inspired from a building in Liverpool. I'll tell you another place, and it was this lovely lady. She was one of my mature students, June Healy, and she said she just got back from a cruise around the world, and she said they had to go through so they got to Brazil anyway, went through the Panama Canal, from the Pacific and up to Brazil, and they got stopped off at a place called Malta, whatever the fuck it was, and they get off the ships. There's a massive plaque, and it says this landing stage was designed on the Liverpool landing stage in England. Maltus. Incredible, isn't it? So yeah, you're actually, you've only got to look at China, Shanghai. Yes, Shanghai. And you see their waterfront. Have a look at it. Minus the birds, it's still over building. Incredible. You've only got to look at, especially in Chicago. We've got buildings here in Liverpool, especially in Water Street, that a fella named James Ellis designed. And a fella, what was his name? Budolf or someone. Young American architect, and he was just walking around and he's seen this building. He went, fucking hell, look at this. And he built loads of them, same buildings in Chicago, showing the light, big massive windows. You know. And Johan says, playing the piano with your penis seems to pay off. I'm not trying to throw the hint there, are you, at me? Apologies for the vulgar wording of the previous comment. I think our lady friends have all gone. They've all left us. Oh, I'll see your Bono. I'll see your Bono and raise you, say, Bob, get a fucking hell. Another fucking prick. I love the Irish, don't get me wrong. The likes of Brendan Gleeson. Unbelievable. Right? These people, wonderful fucking people. And you get the likes of those two. Geldof. Give us your fucking money. Remember that? Band-Aid. And he made fucking loads out of it, him. Bono's just a fucking divvy, isn't he? Do you ever remember when he was on a rooftop trying to take off the Beatles? As you say, Bob Geldof. Brendan Bean as well. 2 Brendans. And the path to Owen. I'll see your Geldof and raise you Bill Gates, vaccine philanthropist of Africa. Oh, he's a great. Piss off you. The bottle of the Atlantic would be if Arsenal lost to PL to City there. Oh, that's a good, yeah, the bottle of the... I think we're fucked though, to be honest. Under this fucking fella anyway. Listen, I'll finish now. It's you've been absolutely wonderful. What time is it? 20 past. Been absolutely wonderful tonight. But people come on and they don't like it. You've got to like, even if you don't fucking like it, you don't like me, you've got to press the likes to get me algorithm up there. And that's all you've got to do. And if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. You might like, some of the content and other things that I do. And it's just a shame. But I've got the film and TV review tomorrow. In the morning, 10:30. Have you seen Roger Waters on that Rat Piers show? No, I do you know what? I haven't. I think I did, yeah, a few months ago. That Piers Morgan's fucking shocking, isn't he? But, you know, you've got to give it to Piers Morgan. He does it deliberately, as you know. But he shut some fucking arsehole up this woman last week or the week before. It was great. Privileged woman. He said, nah, shut her up. He said, this fucking lady one. And it was about Gaza. She was trying to fucking defend her, this woman. Fucking hell. You can't defend it. It's trying to defend, say the likes of that Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy, who killed all these fucking young girls. It's trying to defend him. Like what they're doing in Gaza. What people are doing to those people in there. Well, the Palestinians. Trying to defend them to what they're doing to these Palestinians. You can't defend them. You can't. I've seen of some atrocities, you know, in my time. And I mean footage, and I don't mean just now, you know, I don't mean just like from the Ukrainian war, you know, Ukraine and Russian war, and like what's happening in Gaza. I'm going back. This is like all things that were banned anyway. And I'm not talking about YouTube, you know, because they don't show things. I'm talking about when I was studying. Fuck me. Can I show you something? I'll show you something. Just bear with me 1 minute, please. Stay with me. Have I got it here? No, hang on. Got it somewhere else. Got it here. Yeah. Now, oh fuck. Doing something on Oliver Cromwell, you know, a horrible man to our own people. He was horrible. He banned everything. and you had to wear black and white. That's all you could wear. And you could only wear, if someone had died, a little strip, only a strip, little strip about that big, scarlet, a little scarlet strip for the death. Yeah. And Cromwell was awful. Bans everything, as I said. And on his death, the ordinary people, like ourselves, just ordinary people, dug him up when they buried him, chopped his head off, and put him on Prater's Gate. That's the original thing of him there. Now, that's the head of him. That's the proper head. Preserved. See the spike? And where you see that thing around his face, on the death mask, that's so it wouldn't fall to pieces. His face, Yeah. That's him. It's young Oliver. Horrible man. Brilliant. I've just gone on to that thing, and it's a friend of mine, Jeffrey Curran. He says, if, as expected, there is a war in Iran, be sure that he's on social network, actually. If, as expected, there is a war in Iran, be sure that those displaced are on their way west. So all you Israeli lovers, beware. Brilliant. Well done. Love it. Fucking great. I just noticed that. As I was showing that, it came up. And Owen says, thank you, Frank and chat, and I'll see you at the slot snooze fest. So that's tomorrow, isn't it? Tomorrow afternoon. Johan, yeah, Lazy Harvey in the Epstein. Go away. Go away. No. Really? Oh. Do you know what? I want these. I want these files, the Russiagate files. When they're open, I want to see it all fucking exposed. Who's fucking there? I have to put my watch on in case I forget it. Fucking great. I'll be sending you an email. Johnny, sorry I missed Tony. Why? I thought you might have missed me, Johnny, but you missed Tony. Okay then, I'll let Anthony know. Sorry you missed tonight, Frank. Well, you've been running around after that dog of yours, haven't you? Johnny. Peace does my ears in. That's it. That's a great Liverpool saying, that, isn't it? Does my ears in. Well, when you hear him going, fuck off, just me as in him. Great Liverpool saying. He has a goldfish brain. Someone explains something to him. Next interview, he asks the same question. You're a journalist, Piers. Do your research and use your memory a bit. How about that? From the rip. Brilliant. Thanks for the show, Frank, as always. Last question. Can we vote Green instead of Labour now and break the curse they have had on our city? Do you know what? I was talking to our Francine going to the hospital, and the Greens are woke. And to be honest, I won't vote for fucking anyone now. Not voting for anyone. Honestly. I just hope I'm not wearing my ass in the morning when she rises. And stay. I will be out tomorrow afternoon, but we'll try a message on the watch along. Where are you watching it, Stu? I won't watch it. I will never watch a match in the pub. Never. And Barry says, got to go, Frank. Great show as usual. Let's hope for a win tomorrow and hopefully a performance to go with it. Yes. Safe journey, Barry, you and your wife. And it's an arduous journey just to get to London. Then you've got to get all the way to Dubai. But anyway, have a safe journey, have a great time, and try and, just look at whatever show is on, just try and watch it if you can, and just send in a comment. Have a good one. Thank you. And, thank you, Frank and Legends. Take care, everyone. Smash the likes on the way out if you haven't already. Good luck versus West Ham. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Thank you. And Donna says, Frank, if you vote in an election, does your vote go to the party who was already in? Most probably. I'm not fucking voting anymore. They're all rotten to the core. Every fucking one of them. I was asked to be an MEP once. Could you imagine me? Fucking Brussels. I know what you mean, Johnny. Yeah. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff, so it won't be shown in the pub, but can watch them. Why don't you fucking come up to me? Watch it here. Got a big telly there. I'll be doing the watch along. Watch it here. If you want, that is. Stay. I meant if you don't vote, yeah, Donna. Can't go to anyone, to be honest, if you don't vote. The Greens are not green. As soon as I heard they want to legalise drugs, that's it for more lunatics. That's just my opinion. Grazie for today, Franco and chats. Thank you. Thank you, Toscan. But you're right, they want to fucking do a lot of things to me. The woke. I think I'll become a drug addict. I think I am, because the fucking amount of drugs I take every fucking morning and night. I'm a druggie. I want to be a druggie. If I'm able to connect, I will indeed comment. And thanks again. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Thank you, Barry. You will, because people vote. Jeffrey Curran, who I've just mentioned there, he fucking texted me from a fucking jungle. A jungle. In Borneo or somewhere. Eating a snake. Fucking big snake. Big boa constrictor. So you'll be all right there, Barry. No matter who you vote for, the government always gets it. Say that as well, isn't it? As daft as it sounds. Barry says, Frank's telly is massive. I can vouch for that. We were watching UFOs, weren't we, Barry? Fucking UFOs. Oh, I've got to send you something there. Johan, I've got to send you something. And it's what I seen, like what we were talking about. And you said, was it, I said, no. The way we were looking at it was cigar shaped, like, if you know what I mean. Then when it took off, okay, now it was round, we seen it for a couple of seconds before it disappeared into the blue yonder. And the pastor says, I agree the Greens are woke, but I feel stuck between servitude and reform. Sell the NHS. That's what they want to do. Tory Labour digital police or woke Green with a tax on billionaire. All poison, which is worse. Which is worse, eh? Yeah. Anthony and myself are going to do a show, be in a couple of weeks. And what it'll be, it's about Hollywood. Hollywood. Couple of weeks, and you want to fucking hear about them. Hear about what fucking went on there. And you won't look at these stars. I'm talking both male and female, by the way. But you won't look at especially the females, in the same way. You will feel sorry for them. Fucking shocking what went on there. And that's in a couple of weeks. Good show there, Red Path. I won't for anything woke. Yes. Thanks, Frank and chat. Until the next one. Thank you, Red Path. And Barry says, brilliant, Frank. I'm fascinated by all those films on UFOs. Unbelievable, wasn't it? What we watched. Hollywood, that'll be interesting. Says it will be Toscana. Powerful. So on that wonderful note, all you beautiful people, thank you for joining me tonight. Keeping me company as usual. I hope to see some of you tomorrow morning, 10:30, for the film and TV review. I've got a few films all lined up for you to watch. I've got some that you fucking shouldn't watch. Fucking shocking. Well, I'm not going to even mention them, but I will mention them. I might mention them. Don't fucking watch that. That's a waste of time. And they're all on YouTube, by the way. But there are some good ones on Ubi. And on that note, I'm going to finish. I'm going in for a cup of tea. And thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Sorry about the ass as well.
Ciao.